It's funny when we hear a lot of talk about power. Y'all hear me?
Yes.
Sir. We hear a lot of talk about power. About the powerful people. About who has power. About who doesn't have power. There's a whole lot of theories about how power gets built or how power gets used. But something that I am always inspired by is that I believe that the most powerful people are the people themselves. Let me say it again. The most powerful people are the people. That's right. And when I say the people, I don't mean the wealthiest people. I don't mean the elected people. I don't mean anything but the people who every day make a choice to get up out here and do the work. And that is what makes up this club and makes up clubs all across Michigan. So I think when you need to go say thank you to people for being powerful, I got to come to y'all and say thank you. Thank you for doing the work and the organizing. It inspires me. Let me say a little about my story. So, I'm from the east side of Detroit.
East side?
I came from a community that believed in me. A community that believed that there was something possible for me. A community of powerful people that thought they could pour power into their young people. And I was the recipient of that on my neighborhood block. I also had a grandma who was like, my baby needed a computer when I was 5 years old. I don't know why she did it. We never got to talk about that decision specifically before she went to court. But she decided her baby needed to have a computer when I was 5 years old. And we were the first kid on my block to get one. And that started this like love story for me. I fell in love with technology. What it could do, what I could do with it. And I rode that all the way to the greatest university in history world, University of Michigan. Go Blue, thank you. You know I'm frustrated with them right now. I rode that to learn how to be an engineer, how to be a problem solver, how to make systems work for people, how to fix things that are broken, how to break down things that ain't working and make them work. Learn how to do that. At the same time, I used to play basketball. And that's the problem. And so what the basketball program that taught me is it taught me, like, I actually, I can do two things really well as a basketball player. Now, neither of them good enough to get paid to play basketball, by the way, but I can do two things really well. I can shoot jump shots, and I can get rebounds. Score and rebound. What does a rebounder do? A rebounder, what they do, is they have to figure out where the ball's going and get there before somebody else does. They have to see what's happening, respond to what's happening, get the ball, and then put somebody else in a position to be successful. So when I think about the world, when I think about problem solving, when I'm looking at what's happening in a situation, I think about it like an engineer and a rebounder. Somebody who has to understand what's happening, who has to get in there, understand the problems, work with people, to find a solution, to build a solution, and as a rebounder, be ready to respond quickly and efficiently to get there and set somebody up to be successful. Y'all, as Lieutenant Governor of Michigan alongside Commissioner Whitmer, that is how I have approached my work. Now, Michigan's a big state. There's places in Michigan that I had never been until I got elected Lieutenant Governor of Michigan. The biggest state east of the Mississippi River. It's huge. And I've been all over. There are 83 counties in Michigan. I've been to all of them at least 3 times. I put more work on the road than anybody who's elected in Michigan in the last 50 years. What that's meant, though, is I've been able to talk with people like y'all in every part of Michigan. And what do I hear? I hear a lot of frustration. A lot of frustration. I'm not just going all over Michigan and only talking to Democrats. Let me say that. There's some places where we only got 2 Democrats. I hear a lot of frustration. People are hungry for stuff to get better, for stuff to get less expensive, for things to work better. They're hungry for that. There are issues that I hear in every community: housing, healthcare, prices, jobs, education, in every conversation. So my job as an engineer, as a rebounder, is to understand what's happening and then say, hey, you know what, let's figure something out and try to make progress. And I heard about housing. That's what led to me driving the investment in our state's housing trust fund that brought 60,000 new houses online in Michigan in the last 3 years. Now, why is that important? Because sometimes stuff is complicated and sometimes stuff is less complicated. Like, to get housing to be more affordable in the community, we need to have less people fighting over the few houses we have, and we need to have more houses, or more apartments, or more condos, or more whatever people want to live in the community, to make that more available to them, and make it easier for them to buy them or to rent them, to hold accountable to people who are stopping people from being able to rent them. That's the work that we can do. That's the work I'm driven as Lieutenant Governor. On healthcare, raise your hand. Don't raise your hand. I'll raise mine. If you are worried about somebody's mental health in your family or in your community. I hear about that in every single conversation across Michigan. And so, hearing that, I got a chance to work with our now retired Senator Debbie Stabenow to set up something called the Certified Community Behavioral Health Clinic Program, CCBHC. What's that led to? More than 35 new mental behavioral health centers in the Lower Peninsula of Michigan alone that can serve people regardless of their ability to pay, regardless of whether they have insurance, but they just want to talk to somebody or need to talk to somebody to get the help they need. For young people, we set up hundreds of school-based health clinics. Let me tell you about one I walked through, since you brought up Southfield earlier. I walked through one in Southfield at Stevenson Elementary School. My wife's from Southfield, I know a little bit about Southfield. This health clinic, I got a tour of it by a second grader, little girl, okay, this high. And when she was walking me through the school, she took me to the health clinic that was set up by Priority Health in partnership with the school. And she said, this is one of my favorite places in the building. You know why? Because when I'm having a tough time, I can come over here and get some water. I don't know, y'all got little kids in your life. I got a kindergartner and I got 26 graders. Let me translate what she said. What she's saying is, if she gets worked up about something, if something is on her mind, our kids are deep thinkers. If she gets worked up about something, she can go there and have somebody listen to her. The water part ain't what's important, because she had to walk past 2 water fountains to get there. It's not about the water. It's about the support that she feels, how safe she felt in that room. We want that for everybody in Michigan, regardless of whether you are as tall or as tall as me, regardless of your station in life, regardless of where you live in the community. There should be no barriers that stand between people and that support. But that's something I've done as Lieutenant Governor. We have to move forward. And y'all know we got a lot of stuff standing in our way of progress. Y'all, this Trump stuff is real. These Republicans in Congress are real. The Republican imitators in Michigan are real. This stuff that they are threatening to do with Medicaid, it's real. My grandma lived in a skilled nursing facility for the last 10 years of her life because of Medicaid. Okay? Let me tell you what the Republican plan is for everything. Die faster. Kill people faster. That's the plan. They take your health care, you die faster. You got less money, you die faster. You got no healthy food in your community, you die faster. You can't have a career that fulfills you. You get depressed and you die faster. This budget that they are about to vote on again Sunday, don't let them call it what Trump said, a big, beautiful bill. It is a MAGA murder budget. They are there to kill people. So what do we have to do? We got to remember all that power that's in this room and rooms like it across Michigan. We have to encourage people to stand up and stand tall and say something. And to speak out and not be afraid to push back on those who try to push us down. That power comes from Michigan at Washington, not from Washington on mission. And that is the leadership that we need in this state at this moment. I am running to be the governor of Michigan to stand tall with you, to make something happen, to deliver for those people frustrated with results, and also to stand on our values when they are under assault. Because these are not people who are going to negotiate with us in good faith. These are people who will only respect our strength and power when we show it to them. And that's what we're capable of. So you can do that with your dollars. What your chair is doing by saying, you know what? We only don't support people who support Democrats. You can do that with your body by showing up and demonstrating. I know we got another big round of mass demonstrations in the country coming up on June 14th. The same day Trump gonna have that stupid, expensive military birthday party and waste all of our money. We're gonna be in the streets walking and yelling and screaming and marching and talking about this support. That's what we do. I want to be your governor because I think that's the fight we need to have. That's the argument we need to have. And you need somebody who can not only make things happen, but who you also know has that same fire and frustration that you have, and is ready to put in that work. I think Michigan is the most amazing place in this country. And I want everybody to experience that. I want them to know that Michigan is the best place to have an idea, for somebody to be here and know that they can stay here and succeed here, and not feel that they got to go elsewhere for opportunity. And if they ain't in Michigan yet, they need to know they can come here and grow here. And we welcome them. That this is a place where they can be supported and successful, respected and protected. And that there's enough for all of us to work together. Our environment's beautiful if we steward it. Our education system will improve if we invest in it. Our future is bright if we work for it. Thank you all for giving me a chance to speak with you. I want to stand tall with you as the next governor.